Joe Duffy.
Talk to Joe on 1850 715 815.
And Joe at RT.ie. Oliver Delaney. Oliver, sorry for holding you there. Oliver, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Joe.
I thought stag hunting was banned.
Well, so did I, but it obviously wasn't yesterday.
Well, go ahead. What did you see?
Well, I saw 60 horses with the hunt going down along the River Boyne here in front of me at Bective. And eventually the stag got stuck and had to jump into the river to avoid the hunt and the hounds. And then the hounds jumped to the river after the stag.
But they weren't hunting the stag. You can't hunt the stag.
Well, they were. There was a stag in the river. And the hounds were in the river after the stag.
And what happened?
So whether you can do that or not, it was done yesterday. And it was in the middle of a recovery. Somebody got drowned in the river 2 weeks ago, and there's six or seven different river rescue people out trying to recover the body.
And the hunt went along that route?
It went along the route, yeah. No respect for anybody.
Now, we were trying to get the Ward Union hunt to come on, but they won't come on. Unfortunately, they were very vocal in the campaign when it was being banned, but they've not available today. But they have given us a lengthy statement, which take me about a day to read out. But anyway, they say they were out hunting yesterday, but they weren't hunting that stag.
And where did the stag come from?
Well, they say it's a wild stag. They came across accidentally.
Oh, well, yeah, well, that's what they would say. Why did the hounds follow the stag down into the river? Why didn't they call the hounds off when they found the stag?
They said they did, and they got out of the river after 10 minutes. The dogs did.
The dogs got out of the river after 10 minutes. The stag was caught in barbed wire fence on two different spots up the river, and he was released. He got out once himself, and he had to be released by one of the river rescue men, had to release the stag.
Who was looking for the body of that?
That was looking for the body, yeah.
They say we put out our own animal earlier in the day, but the animal went missing and can't be found.
Oh. And where's the one that was in the river? Where did it go to?
Well, they say they don't know what happened to that one, I presume.
Well, it's wonderful that they can come on air and explain.
They say that, and by the way, they say they weren't hunting the animal that they put out earlier yesterday morning. They were only hunting the scent.
Yeah. Well, that's what
sorry, to be fair to them, why they can't come on? They were on everywhere when they were campaigning, morning, noon and night. They were on radio and television. They say that it wasn't a hunt. What they were doing yesterday was not a hunt. It was following a scent.
Yeah, well, the 60 horses rode down in front of my premises on the opposite bank yesterday that I counted, and I didn't count them all. But they were chasing, this stag was chased, and he eventually jumped into the river to escape them. And the hounds jumped in after him. I saw it, with my own eyes.
And did you say anything to them, Oliver?
Oh, I did. I phoned the guards, and as soon as they knew I was phoning the guards, the 60 horses trotted out onto Bective Bridge and up the road. They disappeared.
So give me the names of a few other townlands. Maybe other people saw them and could tell us whether it was a hunt or not. Where else? Where would they have gone from Bective?
They went from Bective in towards Trim.
And where are they based, Oliver? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I just, phoned somebody that I thought it was a disgrace. A stag jumping into a swollen, very fast-flowing river trying to escape hounds. And 40 or 50 people out egging them on the land. Well,
they say they weren't. Well, I presume they'll say they weren't egging them on.
Oh, of course. Well, so you know yourself, Joe, what they'll say.
But it's illegal to hunt, and they're saying we didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, well, the stag ended up in the river, and the hounds ended up in the river after the stag.
But they're saying the stag kind of ran into the hunt.
Well, and then if that was the case, why did they chase after it? Why did the stag have to run down into the River Boyne to escape them?
Because I presume it's in the dog's instinct to if they see a stag, to go after the poor thing.
Well, yeah, but it's up to them to control them. That's what they have whips to control them.
Yeah, but they say we got the dogs out after 10 minutes. Sorry, we called the animals off. Sorry, they even say less. They came out of the river very quickly. And after about 10 minutes, the stag left the river and went on his own way, heading for a nearby farm.
That is correct. The stag left the river. The stag was in the river, I'd say, for 40 minutes.
Are you sure, Oliver?
Yes, I am positive. I have witnesses that witnessed the stag away up the river, half a mile up from where I am. One lad actually released him where he was stuck in a barbed wire fence.
Now, John Gormley was the minister who led the campaign and got the hunting of stag banned in Ireland. But what are the penalties if you're caught hunting, I wonder? If you can prove. I don't know how you'd ever prove.
Well, I don't know. All I can report on is what I physically saw myself.
Okay. And when you rang the Gardai, what did they say?
They said they'd come out. They were very busy at the time. Everything was gone. When the guards come out here, they were finished. Everybody was gone. The stag was gone, and all the horses were gone.
You see, what they're saying is we have a trained, isn't it? It's not trained. Don't they have a stag of their own? They used to have a stag of their own.
Yeah.
In the hunt. I remember that from the time we did it before a few years ago, and this was the time where the stag ran into the schoolyard. You remember?
I remember it well.
Okay. And the children went, and some of the women that were waiting, the kids were phoning us from the school saying there's a stag going wild in the schoolyard. John Gormley was listening at the time. He was Minister for the Environment, and then he took up the issue, though he'd always had an interest, and he took the issue up with great energy, and that led to the hunt being banned. But what they're saying is we have an animal, this is my understanding, we have an animal that's kind of trained almost. We let that animal out early yesterday morning, and that animal would leave a scent, and then unfortunately that animal is still missing. So it wasn't a homing pigeon they put out, it was a deer. It didn't come back. And then when the dogs went out to look for their own animal, they came across another stag, and that's what led your stag, so to speak, to jump into the river. But they're saying it was an accident.
Yeah, well, it didn't look like an accident to me, okay. Joe. They followed the stag, and the stag ended up in the river and got caught twice in barbed wire fences.
Okay.
And the stag was witnessed nearly a mile upriver from me, and horses there, and the hounds there. So why did they follow it downriver for a mile?
Yeah, but Oliver, how would you prove that it was a hunt? Isn't that the challenge, so to speak, from your point of view? You saw what you saw, but the ward union hunter saying, we accidentally came across a stag.
Oh, yeah, but sir, you know yourself. That's what they'll say. I don't know how it can be proved is another matter. But they did chase the stag, and that they can't deny that. They can't deny the stag was in the river because there's about 35 or 40 witnesses saw the stag in the river, and at least 10 saw the hounds in the river.
And do you accept that the hounds weren't long in the river?
Pardon?
How long were the hounds in the river? Do you know?
Hounds were in the probably 10 minutes from where I saw them.
Okay. But you say the stag was in the river for longer?
The stag came down, actually floated down. The river is very fast current in the river at the moment.
And now, more importantly, and I take your point very strongly, Oliver, but the family that are looking for the remains of their loved one who is in the river, did they know about this?
Oh, they did. Some of them witnessed it. They're very upset about it. I mean, it's shown no respect whatsoever.
And would people in that area, Oliver, have known that there's a search going on up the river?
Yes.
Because of the tragedy?
Plenty of those huntsmen knew there was a search going on in the river. I know that I'm not going to name names on air, but I'm telling you, there's plenty of people knew that there was a search and recovery operation on the river for the last 17 days.
Oh my God, okay.
People as far as Derry coming down voluntary, people from Meath, people from London, the Gardai sub-active team, civil defence, everybody is out searching for this body.
So even if it wasn't a hunt, you would think, which it wasn't, by the way, the ward union hunter saying legally it wasn't a hunt, so I don't want to end up in court. They're very powerful, but they're saying it wasn't a hunt, but you're saying that even if it wasn't a hunt, they shouldn't have come near the river anyway, given what was happening.
Show no respect whatsoever. And nobody knows what that stag did when he was in the river, if he disturbed the body that was in the river. Nobody knows that.
Yeah, but just out of respect, if a family are grieving and trying to bring some closure to an awful tragedy, everyone rallies around to do everything they can out of respect.
That's my main complaint, is show no respect.
You don't run 60 horses through the search.
Well, this is what they did yesterday.
Well, okay.
And they can deny that they were chasing a stag. They can deny all that. They can't deny the 60 horses, because I personally counted them. And I didn't count them all. When I started counting, 60 went past me.
Okay, and Oliver, if the ward union hunt were to come on, what would they say about you? Would they say anything about you? Would they say you're a well-known campaigner, or...?
No, I am not a campaigner, good, bad or indifferent.
Okay. I just...
they don't know. The people in the ward union would know of me, but not as a campaigner.
Okay. And you're not worried about speaking out, so, because...
No, I'm not. They can sue me all they like, because I am only telling you what I saw.
Okay.
And if anybody calls me a liar, I'll sue them.
Okay.
Big enough as the organisation is, as you well know, they'll sue anybody that thought to get away with it.
Come here, Oliver. Did anyone take photographs?
There is photographs taken of the stag in the river. I just couldn't get them downloaded to send them up to you today, but I will tomorrow. Okay, well, as soon as you get them up to us, we'll, with your permission, and if you think if you think, given what you know about what else is happening on the river, if you think it's appropriate, especially with respect to what's happening on the river, we will illustrate that with your photographs. Oliver, mind yourself. That's grand. Thanks very much, Joe.
Okay, and thanks for the call. Yeah.
Right.
Bye. Oliver Delaney is in Bective Mill on the River Boyne, just outside Trim, and Oliver was contacted us just after lunch with that story, but obviously the Magdalen Laundry story, in the scheme of things and in the world we live in, rightly so, was much more important. But thanks, Oliver, and thanks for holding on as well.